Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so obviously with the previous video that I uploaded, yeah, things got very difficult. Now, just when I thought I was out of it, when it came to me uploading the floor 53, where you gotta take out all those bombs, going over to floor 56, I'm pretty sure I'm on. Yeah, the 3 centipedes, the boss fight which we all had nightmares on. I've heard about it, I've seen people complaining about it when it first came out. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that story mode where there's 3 centipedes. It seems that the developers have taken note on how much of a nightmare of that fight was, and they have brought it back. So just when you thought we were out of it, nope. Far from it. It is back, and it is tougher than before. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this is my first attempt. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to keep the breakage going, I'm going to spam dodge. Dinchul is an absolute godsend. I love him as a breaker, and him just providing me with the extra dashes is what pretty much saved me. So that's one of the things which I would suggest running. But in terms of what I was running, I did the, what was it? For my blessings I had Pulverize, Reawakening, I had Mana Rampage, but you can swap that out for Double-Edged Sword. Right, that doesn't really matter, either or will work. And then the last one was Bloodlust for the defense drop. In terms of weapons, just kind of went with the Plum Sword and the Moon Dagger. You know, 2 of the best universal weapons in the game, work absolutely fantastically together. Why not? And then when it comes to the ruins, honestly with the ruins, you want to predominantly try and go for ruins that can hit hard. Obviously I have 1 breakage ruin, so I typically go with the Almighty Break. Wind one, as you guys can see, and then I just went with a ruin that just provided me with a ton of damage, and it's the Cold Storm is what I decided to go with. But you can use the newest ruins, they also do a lot of damage, so that's what you can resort to doing. But yeah, as you guys can see, the way I kind of worked at it was you got to work at it by one. You got to kind of hone in on one of them. It's difficult to say that, like, you got to hone in. I'm not gonna lie, it was full on RNG luck to where I was targeting a centipede where I broke their breakage bar, of course. So time is on the essence. I believe that the final centipede is still alive, but very, very weak. Obviously, slowing down time really does give you time to kind of give you time to think and maneuver your way around. Second to last centipede is done. Final centipede is left, and obviously you just need to get that slight little breakage, or I could just commit to doing damage. Either or will work. Because even if they do, even as they do have a breakage bar, yeah, we can still do a decent amount of damage. And that is floor 56. Yeah, 56. All right, so floor 57. I don't know where. I can't remember who was. Oh my god. Okay, so this is actually my second attempt. Now, the best way to tackle this floor is the skill rune that I've got active right now, which if you do your guild mission, this is the same skill rune which you should be utilizing when you're running a full blessing set. It's the one that lets you get your ultimate basically more quicker, right? It reduces the cooldown and it increases the power gauge, so that way you can drop your ult a lot more sooner, and that's exactly what you're going to be needing, of course. Pretty much the same thing what I was rocking beforehand. And 4 elites will always spawn in. Obviously you can do a decent amount of damage to the elites, they're not going to be too much of an issue. It's this little bugger that has the most health, and of course if you do target the ice block first, then the elites themselves will just hit you with their flamethrower. So best to kind of get them out of the way since they're so easy to kill. Obviously watch out to not to get frozen. If you stand right next to the little ice gem, it won't freeze you, so you can keep up the consistency with the attack. Obviously if you slightly dip out of it, you can just kind of dash back in. It's completely fine. Now, as I've said, the ultimate is where it's going to save you. So as you guys can see right there, there's a lot of coverage. There's going to be multiple spawnings of ice gems with elites around them. Your ultimate should be able to clean up the elites in one go, which will then leave the gem itself to be fairly weak, so that we can clean that up. So, and I believe in all 4 of these will spawn in the last wave. So this is like the second phase. The first phase, you got the initial one with the 4 elites. This is the second phase, which obviously you nuke with your ultimate. Then the last phase, 2 of them will spawn. So there's 2 gems, 4 elites on the field. So what I would suggest is casually go about using your skills and attacks to destroy the first set, and then when it comes to the second set, you ultimate. So that way you you just have to worry about the gem itself. That you clean up quite easily, of course. Power level was quite high up there. I think for the most part, for the remaining floors, I was under level, so under power level. I know on the final, on the 60th floor, I was like just over 100k under level, of course. But anyway, which was still in the white though. That was fairly surprising, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, as you guys can see, I've got the ultimate built up. I'm just trying to get rid of everything as soon as possible. Again, the elites themselves, I mean, there's no breakage bar. They take damage fairly nicely. So if you do give them a little bit of a defense drop, you can actually quicken up the pace a little bit. It's just the gems, they can tank a fair amount, as you guys can see, of course. But yeah, the elites are very easy pickings, as you could say. So less than 30 seconds left on the clock, and then so this is where the big cleanup comes in. Decided to get that shadow step in because why not? And then you ult, and if everyone is targeted, oh wait, I think I made the mistake of stepping forward a little bit because the elite behind me is still alive, and I wasn't aware of this, and so I just kind of decided to double check, and I'm pretty sure at some point I kind of surveyed the area. Yeah, so right now I was like, huh, is everyone dead? Nope, no one's dead. I mean, not everyone's dead, sorry. There's one big elite, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to commit to destroying this, dash over, because I know that these elites can be taken care of quite easily, and with 0.20 to spare, whew, managed to do it. So that was yeah, that was a close call. Floor 58, what have we got over here? We have got, oh yeah, okay, so this one again, just break the breakage bar and just go all in. This is just a full-on offensive type fight, of course. Other spiders will spawn in, they're just going to hinder you. The one thing which I can just say, use your what do you call it, your shadows. Your shadows will keep them company, and you just kind of go full on the offense. Again, I made the mistake right here thinking, oh, well, if I destroy the spider, maybe it'll help me out to maybe weaken it, or I'm not too sure, but I'm not sure why I went over that. I was kind of pointless, so I just decided I am taking DOT. I'm pretty sure there's DOT happening right now. I think, could be wrong, because I know at some point my health was low, even though I might have taken some unnecessary amount of damage. I'm not too sure, but some of my shadows, they're taking care of business, and so I'm just going full on the offense, of course. The breakage is at a large amount, so if you do have your almighty break skills are active, yeah, you'll have an easier time to kind of break them through the breakage bar, of course. Even with the breakage bar applied, you can still do a fair amount of decent damage, as you guys can see what I'm doing. Wait, where am I taking? Okay, yeah, I am taking DOT. Okay, I can see some debuff being applied. Even though the breakage bar is still up, I'm pretty sure... No, this won't OHKO. Wait, will this OHKO? Well, I mean, this is a good thing because you'll kind of get rid of all the other little spiders kind of hindering. So, thankfully, the spider did kind of run away from everyone else, so that kind of gives you more of a bit of a breathing room. So again, just kind of focusing on the main target. It's just brute force. Brute force your way on this specific floor is what I would suggest. What do we have next? It is second to last floor. Oh, it's the golem, which is super annoying. And the way this one works is that you can't shadow step. What you have to do is you have to hide behind these pillars and let the enemy consistently roll into it. This is like my third attempt because I'm just like, wait, can I not shadow step? You cannot shadow step. He will hit you. What you have to do is you use your skills, do whatever combo you need to do, and then go straight for the next pillar, and you want to hide there. Now, be careful, because obviously with your hunters, if you do spawn them in like what I did, I thought I could maybe get some long shots going on with Suyun. She will target the block because the block itself is classed as an enemy. If you do have shadows, be wary of the shadows too, because when you spawn them in, as you will see in just a second, the shadows will take the focus away, and that's not what you want to do. It actually hindered my plans a lot, but thankfully I still managed to do it. So what I did was, obviously I had my skills, I did all my ruins attacks and whatnot, and the minute they were all done, I just committed to the next block. So you do your initial skills, you activate all your attacks, and then you run over to the next block, and it's just as easy as that. So again, doing my damage, there's the skill, there's the little well, it's not pulverized, that's not what the skill was called, but it's the dark newest ruin, and then I head over to the next pillar. Now I just managed to position myself in a horrible way, so that's unfortunate, but this is a prime example. See, I activated my shadows, They are now focused on my shadows. I'm just hitting the block because I'm trying to gain back my mana. I saw the time and I was like, you know what, the amount of damage that I'm dishing out with the amount of time that I have, I knew confidently that I'll be a-okay, even though a huge amount of time was wasted there. But so he runs in. If you are on the plum sword, yeah, you can kind of get your attack at the ready as the enemy's running in, so that way you kind of save some time to maximize on applying all your damage. Decided to go with the ult there, which is fine because he's just getting up, which will give me enough time. Now I will say, if you don't have enough time to get to the next column, as you will see in just a second, see, I'm not going to get there, position yourself in front of the pillar. So right there, he'll run through you, but he'll still clash into the pillar, and so that way you can kind of get up and get your hits in. And if you're lucky enough, like how I am, one will spawn right next to you. So yeah, again, just saving time, and boop, there we go. And then you can go back at it again. And then I'm pretty sure this is what there we go, boom. And so that one, again, no shadow stepping. You have to use the pillars to knock him. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the final. Now this one took me a good solid 40 minutes. This one was trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. Because it requires a good balance of damage and breakage. Because there's, obviously, I'm sure we've all fought this boss before, especially in the dungeons. One thing that we do take note of is that, you know, this boss can eat hits, but the annoying thing about this boss is the breakage bar. So with this fight specifically, it is the consistency of having the breakage bar depleted at a good rate. Once that is done, you want to keep on the attack. Now, one thing which I will say, you have to stay on the offensive. Even if the breakage bar is still there, utilize your weapon skills, just pop it all off. Keep the consistency up. Because again, you can still do a fair amount of damage even if the breakage bar is still being up, of course. But the key thing is that you want to keep up the consistency. Now, obviously, be careful because he does have an Oko move. They've kind of made it into an Oko move. Although there is a slight chance of you actually being able to. So I'm pretty sure in my run I survive it. Now, that being said, I am running a skill being the Almighty Break, but it's the light typing because it's giving me an increase in defense. And the reason why I'm utilizing that is because I've got Go, so that way I can get that extra light damage going off. But that's one of the good skills because by having high defense, you can actually tank the Oko move. And the Oko move is that obviously he'll spawn out from the ground and set himself up to kind of charge up the ultimate attack. So this is basically, I'm sure again, we've all done the instant dungeon run, so we know exactly what this is about to happen. So you need to have your break attacks at the ready. I'm pretty sure I goofed. No, this might be the... No, so there was a run where I goofed up, but I did tank it. I don't think this is the run. I could be wrong, but anyway. So, managed to break it, going all on the offensive. With the amount of health bar that is left and the timer, I am on a good run right now. I will say with my other runs, I was doing horrible. But the one thing that I have noticed with this run is that I am way more on the offensive here. And the consistency, and from when I'm actually using the breakage, it's actually on a good timing manner. So there we got the break in, keep spawning those hunters in. Obviously I chose for men for that 20% extra damage. Oh wait, I think I did get hit by this. So keep in mind I do have a little bit of shield and I am tanking because I got my high defense. So that attack will most of the time kill you. But but every time I use my ruin, I think I'm getting like a 40% increase in my defense and a slight little shield. So if I didn't have that ruin, I 100% would have died right there. And so yeah, be wary of that. And so pretty much at this very moment, just keep on going, keep on. You cannot stop, cannot stop. Even if you're out of mana or whatnot, just keep striking no matter what. Keep striking. Obviously, Jinchou is a perfect character to have as a breaker and providing you with those extra dashes, so that way you can keep consistently maneuvering your way around the enemy. And hopefully that will be the outcome. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all of Sun Jin Woo's trials. I forgot that there's now hunters to do. Oh god.